Quebec politics typically have an impact on Canada as a federation as a whole.
Quebecers are heading to the polls in the upcoming October provincial election, but should Canadians outside of the province pay attention to what happens here?
I think they have a lot more influence than they probably should over what happens in the rest of Canada.
The incumbent Coalition Avenir Quebec is dominating in the polls and is expected to win another majority government. Some Quebecers are worried that this may lead to Bill 21, which bans the wearing of religious symbols for those in a position of authority while on the job, and Bill 96, Quebec's French language law, becoming stronger. For Canadians outside the province, like this man in Toronto, while he opposes both bills, he doesn't see it impacting Ontario anytime soon.
I do think that most Canadians, they do understand how inclusive and that whole diverse identity of Canada and how important that is to Canada. So I think that a lot of people will kind of work to make sure that everybody's included and that those things don't spread out to the rest of Canada.
But for political science professors from BC and Manitoba, they say bills like these could be a concern for everyone in Canada.
For Bill 96 and Bill 21, parliamentarians in Quebec not only used the notwithstanding clause against the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom, but it did so also vis-a-vis the Quebec Charter of Rights and Freedom.
This has to be of deep concern to people in other provinces.
For both pieces of legislation, the CAQ used the notwithstanding clause in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom to ensure they're protected from court challenges, something Telford says may normalize its use.
It's being entertained now by other governments and other provinces as a matter of routine, and this is very distressing. And we have seen evidence of it already. Doug Ford's government in Ontario has toyed at least with using the notwithstanding clause, as have other provinces.
Telford says it might not be used to push forward the same bills, but the risk of use is there.
They might use the notwithstanding clause to circumscribe other civil liberties in different sorts of ways, and everyone has to be deeply concerned about that.
In Montreal, Felisha Adam, City News.